Hello, friends. If this is your first time, welcome to the family. My name is Mr. Jim, and I love telling stories. We love listening to these stories in the car or getting ready for bed or maybe during quiet time. And this has been a really great way to help reduce our screen time in our household. And I hope it does for you as well. Well, yesterday I was getting my hair cut, and I heard a crazy story about a raccoon sneaking into someone's house. Are you guys ready for today's adventure? Me too, let's go! It was getting very late this Thursday evening, and it was time for Aveya to get ready for bed. Mom, but I'm not even tired. She said as she tried to hide her yawn behind her hands. Aveya, it is very late and it's time for bed. Okay, Mom. She raced over to the bathroom and brushed her teeth, combed her hair, and got ready for bed. As she curled up in bed under some nice, warm, comfy blankets and her special pillow. Holy smokes. I don't know about you, but I love comfy blankets and pillows. What is your favorite comfy thing to curl up with in bed? I think I have this special blanket that's nice and heavy, and I love getting underneath that heavy blanket, and it gives me a big hug. Well, as she was curled up in bed, about to fall asleep, she all of a sudden heard a sound. She sat right up. "What was that sound?" she said. "It sounded like something crashed in my closet." She jumped out of bed and, wait a second, could that be a monster? She thought to herself. Ah! She jumped back in bed and dove underneath her covers. "Mom! Mom!" she shouted. What? What's wrong, Aveya?" Her mom came rushing into the room. "There's a monster in my closet." Aveya, have you been watching those scary movies again? No, I promise, but I really heard something in there. Please look. Her mom opened the closet door and, look, Aveya, there's nothing here. Aveya didn't believe her mom and looked inside, and sure enough, the only thing was a jacket was laying on the floor. "Look under the jacket. Baby, it's under there," she said. Her mom lifted up the jacket and said, "See? No monsters. Monsters are not real, Aveya. It's time to go to bed. You need to lay down, close your eyes. I love you. Good night." Okay. Aveya closed her eyes and fell asleep. Over the next 2 nights, it happened each time. She would get ready for bed, lay down, crawl under her covers in her bed, and then she would hear that same sound again. She would call her mom up, and her mom would check the closet, and still nothing, an empty closet. But the other strange thing that was going on is that over the past couple days, in the mornings, something was strange in the kitchen. Like the next morning, there was a box of cereal that had fallen over onto the floor. Or there were a few apples on the counter that had a bite taken out of it, and nobody knew who took the bite. Aveya thought she was losing her mind because she was really hearing the sound in her closet, and she thought that it must be connected. She thought to herself, "I'm gonna stay up all night tonight because I'm positive that there is really some kind of monster in the closet, and then he must come out and go over to the kitchen and eat our food, and I have got to do this. I have to choose to be brave. Let's go." As she brushed her teeth and got ready for bed, Aveya was ready and prepared to not fall asleep. She had to stay awake as long as she could, just to make sure that her family was safe. As she laid her head down, she waited and waited to hear the sound. And there it was. It was a sound that sounded like something was scratching at something. But she wasn't going to scream for her mom because it seemed to scare the creature away. And she sat there and waited and waited. Pretty soon, several minutes had passed, and I can't fall asleep. She couldn't help but yawn, and her eyes were getting very heavy. Pretty soon, she fell asleep. Wait, what? Did I fall asleep? She sat back up. I don't know how much time has passed, but she did fall asleep for a little bit, and her closet door was now open. She reached underneath her pillow where her flashlight was hiding that she had hid there earlier. She turned it on and shone the light in the closet, and it was empty. Oh no, it must be in the kitchen. And just then she heard a sound in the kitchen. Psh. Oh no, it sounds like the cereal box fell over again. It's got to be in there. Aveya carefully and quietly tiptoed over to the kitchen. She held her flashlight out strongly in her hand, almost like a sword. But unfortunately, it was not a sword. It was only a flashlight, but hopefully the light would scare that creature away. As she rounded the corner and looked in the kitchen, she didn't see anything, but she scanned her kitchen with the flashlight. And all of a sudden, it reflected on something. What was that? Ah, 2 eyeballs! She moved the flashlight back over to where the eyeballs were glaring, and a raccoon screamed out of terror. Ah! And then Aveya screamed too. There was a real raccoon in their kitchen. All of a sudden, the raccoon started scurrying around the kitchen. He was so scared that he had been caught stealing cereal. He didn't know what to do or where to go. Aveya's mom came racing out of the bedroom and, a raccoon! She shouted, and instantly jumped on top of the counter in the kitchen. She was too afraid to stand on the floor where the raccoon was racing around. Aveya ran as fast as she could towards the front door, and she opened the front door, and the raccoon saw it and ran as fast as he could out the door. Aveya took a big sigh of relief and turned around and looked at her mom. I told you I was hearing something, she said. Her mom laughed as she hopped down from the counter in the kitchen, gave Aveya a big hug, and said, I'm so sorry I didn't believe you. I really didn't know that there was a real creature somehow sneaking through your closet. As they went back to her room and walked in the closet, there was a small hole in the corner that led to the attic. I think that was the door that the raccoon was using to sneak through. They covered up the hole to stop their cereal thief from ever coming back. Oh my goodness, that was a crazy story. Have you ever heard a sound like that and wondered what it was? Well, it's probably not a raccoon. I've never heard of that happening before, but I heard that story while I was getting my haircut, and I knew I had to share it with you, my friends. Well, that is the end of our story, and also the end of all those noises in Aveya's closet. The end. Great job, you listened all the way to the end, and you know what time it is. It's time for Kid Shoutouts. I want to say hey to Leo from Michigan, Bentley from Utah, Sammy from Maryland, Palmer and Bennett from California, Hunt from Franklin, Tennessee, and Graham and Walker from Clemson, South Carolina. I'm so glad that you're all in the Kid Short Stories family, and on our spy team, we could not stop Dr. Stinky Breath and his crew without you, my friends. Well, you have a super duper day, and I will see you on our next adventure. Bye.